So the Miami Heat have just shocked everyone, stealing a game on the road and tying the series up 1-1 heading back to Miami. Game 2 was about grit and determination for this Miami Heat team, as they were able to claw out a 3-point win. This game did not come easy. There were a lot of late blows from the Denver Nuggets, but the Miami Heat were able to withstand them all. And now they have a chance to take a 2-1 series lead in a couple of days. Kevin Love got to start in place of Caleb Martin as he was sick, and boy, he did not disappoint. In 22 minutes of play, he had 2 3-pointers made, 10 rebounds, and 2 steals. For Max Strus, he started off hot, making 4 threes in the first quarter. Gabe Vincent led the way in scoring with 23 points. Bam Adebayo had a 21-point, 9-rebound, 4 assists, 2-block game. All 10 of Duncan Robinson's points came in the fourth quarter, and he was clutch. And despite Jimmy Butler being inefficient, he still had 21 points, 9 assists, and was clutch down the stretch. All in all, this was a huge victory for the Miami Heat, and now the tides have changed in this series. Some of the changes that the Miami Heat made between this game and last game were simple. They were scorching hot from 3, and they really hunkered down on defense. And that was the key to their win. Looking at the Denver Nuggets side, Nikola Jokic led the way with 41 points, but besides him, no one else really did much. And there's a couple of changes in particular that helped the Miami Heat secure this victory. One huge change they made was just letting Jokic beat them 1v1. A lot of the times during the playoffs, teams would like to double Jokic, making it harder for him to pass, but it's Nikola Jokic. It isn't hard for him to pass at all. Rather than trying to stop Jokic, they simply just look to stop everybody else, and that worked out tremendously for them in this game. Forcing Jokic to be more of a scorer sounds crazy, but it actually works really well. In the 10 games during this regular season in which Nikola Jokic had 6 or less assists, the Denver Nuggets were 3-7, and in last night's game, he had just 4 assists. The second thing that the Miami Heat did differently, and that's been working for them for this entire playoff run in the last couple of years, is implementing that zone defense. The Miami Heat run a lot of zone defense, a lot more than any other team, and they run it so effectively. It's a great style of defense that has kind of went under the radar as of recently because of the uptick in NBA offenses, but no team is as efficient with it as the Miami Heat are. This zone defense gave the Bucks fits, it gave the Knicks fits, it gave the Celtics fits, and now you see the damage that it did to the Denver Nuggets. Their zone defense is a lot different than other teams' zone defenses. Typically, the way you break a zone is you run high pick and rolls. But what the Miami Heat do is they have one of the zone defenders on the wing try to cheat a little bit to that screener and force some difficult decisions for the opponent. In the fourth quarter particularly, we just saw how effective the zone defense was for Miami Heat. The Heat kind of start out in a 2-2-1, high 2-3 type of zone, really pressuring the ball handler Jamal Murray right here. He performs a pocket pass that is quickly read by Bam Adebayo. They swing it back to him, and Caleb Martin gets a piece of that ball, and it's a block. And this next play, you just see the rotations that the Miami Heat are able to make in the zone. With that, they force Bruce Brown into a tough layup. Lastly, looking at this play right here, Caleb Martin cheats the Nikola Jokic spin move. Very high basketball IQ play. Aaron Gordon rolls, but there's nowhere he can really go because Bam Adebayo is already there in the paint. There's a slight double team right here on Nikola Jokic, and Jimmy Butler is actually able to recover right here, get a slight contest on Michael Porter Jr., and force the miss. Plays like that were happening all throughout the fourth quarter, and is the reason why the Miami Heat were able to capture this victory. So the Miami Heat might have been able to find a wrinkle in the Denver Nuggets' plans. The defensive mastermind in Eric Spoelstra was able to coach up a victory for this Miami Heat team, and this is a tactic that I expect them to take into Game 3. We'll see how the Denver Nuggets are able to respond. This is going to be a huge Game 3, as a 2-1 series lead for either team swings a massive momentum, and we'll just have to wait and see how both teams respond.